Okay, this is my second video. I'm going to be doing it on the Tortoise this time, Tier 9 British TD. Just while I'm doing these bits of shooting here, brief overview of it. Basically, you get a very slow tank, pretty decent armour, but it's got multiple weak spots. Fully upgraded, it's got one of the best, I think one of the best guns in the game. You get a good rate of fire, really accurate, no aiming time. Good penetration, but it only does about 400 alpha. It's a DPM weapon over an alpha weapon. What you have to do with this tank, basically, a lot of people would say snipe, but I'm not too keen on that. It's that slow that, well, if you try sniping, you don't tend to get much damage unless you're on a map, like a corridor map, where the enemy have to come to you. So what I tend to do with it is get up close with the enemy and rely on angling, basically, to keep that hatch away from people. The gun has got really great gun traverse. As you can see there, I'm using as much gun traverse as I can to keep the TD itself angled, and I'm hiding the hatch away from that VK behind the rock on the left. The key to survivability in this thing is using the gun traverse and the gun depression all the time. Never ever face enemies flat on, because everyone knows to shoot you in the hatch. But if you keep yourself angled, like you see me doing here, you can actually absorb a lot of damage. And due to the DPM, you can really punish the enemy, unless RNG trolls you like that shot right there. That does happen a few times in this game, but overall it does quite well. Artillery can be a problem with this thing, but I wouldn't recommend spall line it unless you have to really keeping your crew alive. I don't believe I use spall liner on mine though. I believe I have gun rammer, optics and vents on mine, because I use pudding as well. I've basically gone for a setup that maximises the DPM and gives me a bit of view range. However, spall liner can help to keep your crew, you know, intact if you do get hit. Another thing you've got to bear in mind with this thing is it can be a bit slow turning, so you've got to, you know, like every tank basically, you've got to keep an eye on your map and try and prevent yourself getting flanked. At this point, however, I know I'm not quite at risk of being flanked, although my team, as you can see looking at the top, aren't doing very well. And I do have a tank hitting me from behind, but I believe it's got a low caliber gun. At this point, I just want to take out the IS-3, but like an idiot, I shoot him in the side arm. I don't know why the IS-3 only just decided to side scope and he's got no HP left. Yeah, I'm not really too sure. You get to see the gun in action here. It's just slicing through the T69. It's only a tier 8 medium, but you know, you get to see the rate of fire and the aiming time. It's pretty ridiculous, this gun, to be fair. And as long as you do like I'm doing there, you can still see I'm nicely angled. You get to see the slow traverse here. I mean, it's not as bad as some things, but you know, if you've got a medium tank circling you, you're never going to catch them. At this point, I've turned back because I'm keeping an eye on my map, and I know basically there's no more targets in front of me that are as big a threat as the ones behind. The Yag Tiger there is on his way to shoot my teammates, so I know he's a threat, but obviously I've got to deal with tanks coming up behind me. This is an important thing with this tank. You've always got to know where enemies are, so that, you know, they don't catch you on your blind side, basically. You always need a good aiming at them. There you can see me wiggling to try and make it harder for him to hit my hatch and my tracks. A lot of people try blowing off the tracks on the Tortoise to make you easy to flank, as they've done there. I had to use my repair kit, unfortunately, which is never, you know, never a good thing to be without. At this point I'm reversing, trying to get as much distance between me and them as possible, and I did try tracking the medium, but it didn't actually kill him. While he's circling me, I figure I'm a goner at this point, and I see my teammate is stuck up against the Yag Tiger. So basically I try helping the teammate by dealing with the Yag Tiger, because I think if I'm going to be dead, I might as well try and make it so my teammate doesn't die, and perhaps he can carry without me. So I take out the Yag Tiger and then bring it back round to see what I can do, to basically just see how much damage I can inflict on these before they take me out. Again though, you're seeing this DPM at work. This tank, providing you're constantly wiggling it and angling it, it can really take a beating, and the sheer DPM means you can just tear up enemy tanks. There's not many other tanks that would have been able to dish out as much of a beating in this situation as the Tortoise has. I can't really think of any other than maybe a T-15B. However, this replay wasn't a win for me. A lot of replays people do tend to be. This one wasn't, but it showed you a really good example of what this TD is capable of. A lot of people write it off as just being a slow XP pinata, and that's not the case, providing you keep those angles and, you know, wiggle a lot. I hope you've enjoyed this video.